Hey, good evening. This is a foreigner in the Philippines. Well, sad to say, our little truck finally gave out today. I guess you can only overload a little truck with just so much, and then finally it kind of does the equivalent of waving a white flag and saying, "Okay, I surrender. You did me in." We've been having problems with failure of power. Now the thing is, I think there's about the 650-pound load. That's what it's supposed to be able to take. Well, as soon as you get past about 5 or 6 kids, you've long ago waved goodbye to that. So we're hardly surprised that it needs new rings, so it's a breakdown in the motor. Now we left it with our friend, well, our mechanic friend, Nestor, and he is going to do a repair. Now, compared to you guys in the West, you will be laughing, or you would be laughing all the way to the bank if you could have a repair done like I'm having now, and come in under quite a few $1,000s. Well, it's not going to be a few $1,000s for us. A few thousand pesos, yes, but it's pretty good, I think. He quoted us about 4,500 for the labour, 1,000 plus. I hate that plus, don't you? That plus could mean anything. It could mean 1,900. But anyway, about 1,000 plus for the rings. The best rings, he says, the ones that are original. Over here, they do put the emphasis on what is original and what is aftermarket. I think that's because the aftermarket is the standard, the quality of the aftermarket products are way down. So if you can afford to get the original, then that's the way to go. So that's the way that we will go. He also has our Volkswagen, the ancient beast that we have. I got this when I first came to the Philippines. I got it. I'd always thought that having a jazzed up bug would be very cool, and I did end up with a very cool looking car. That was long before I ever met my now lovely wife, Beth. She loves the car. We're in a no man's land with that because we don't have the original CR, that's a certificate of registration, and you really need that to be able to change the vehicle over into your name. So it's still not in my name, which means we would have trouble selling it, but Beth wouldn't hear us selling it anyway because she loves it. It's actually called the Bow Bow, which is the turtle. That's what, and kids actually love it, I can tell you. When Beth and I used to go out in it before it broke down, it got stuck in neutral, and we parked it, and it remained parked for best part of a year. But anyway, we pulled it out now. We dragged it down to Nestor's place, and he's been working on it, and now we're just having the wiper motor is being upgraded. Not sure how that will work. I take it it'll work better. We've now got an electric motor from a multi-cab, same as we drive our little Red. But the Red is the most important vehicle to us because we do everything with that. Tomorrow was to have been a big day. We were supposed to be going up and giving an ice cream treat to a lot of kids in now. So I'm not quite sure what we're going to do about that. We'll obviously make it up to them, but if we can't get up there, then that's the reality of it. So we'll make it on another day. No handling the disappointment the kids will feel. But anyway, that will happen eventually. Sunday, hoping that everything will go fine on Sunday, and that depends on Nestor being able to to pull the repair to and get everything worked out on our little red. I will make a point of going in tomorrow and making sure that he doesn't need anything. Over here it's quite different the way that they work out their repairs. What happens is you take your vehicle in, and if you don't know exactly what's wrong, the best thing you can do is hang around or come back in an hour if you know that they're going to look at the vehicle, and then when you go back in an hour the vehicle will be sitting there, it will be disassembled, and they'll tell you, oh, it needs Expat. So then they would let the vehicle sit there until you return, show interest, and they tell you what you need. You take a tricycle down to the nearest shop where you can get that part, hopefully taking the old part with you, because when you get down there the only way you know that you have the right part is by comparing the old with the new. Not so different to the way that I used to do it in America. That's the best way. Sometimes the mounting might be slightly different and make it very awkward to fit the new one into its place. So I will go tomorrow and I'll make sure that we're on track for getting the repair done. But I did give him 2,000 pesos today and said, will you get everything that we need? And 2,000 pesos should easily cover what we have to buy in order to get the job done. But it's got 2 cars, so it's not like we're never going to come back. So he will do that. He trusts that we'll be back, and if it is a few pesos over, hopefully they'll put it too. But again, as I said, I'm going to make sure that that's not necessary by being there. Okay, so the little red finally gave up the ghost. It has been giving up the ghost for a while, and I've ignored its cries for help. And overloading, it's it's a way of life, you know, and we're in the business. If it's a business, we're on mission for helping. And if when I get down to the four little girls community, their little compound, what can happen is that everybody's getting into the truck and it's already overloaded with what we have, and then 2 or 3 people appear and they're coming with us, and the logic is, well, we want to go too. And the idea that you could say, I'm sorry, we can't take any more because we're overloaded, it just wouldn't happen. Okay, so overload, yes, our pleasure. So we do that, and we know that it's going to have a really bad adverse effect on the truck, and as soon as we are able, we'll just get a bigger truck. And this time I'm going to go the other way, and I'm going to get one that's too big for what we need. And that, I feel, is the way to go. Now, if I just stepped up a little, say to the next size, I can overload that straight away. So I'm going to go even one bigger than that. We'll get a multi-cab. It will be a double wheel 4x4, and it will be able to take much more than even I can put on it. Okay, so what else was interesting? Well, that we still had a great day. It wasn't like I didn't know that it was going to break down. I did. It was breaking down, and now we're having it fixed. Seems a simple problem to me. Now, what happened was we just got in a tricycle. We booked a tricycle to take us and get the materials that we need for our rag house. And as you will see on another video, the tricycle driver also, fortunately, doesn't know the meaning of the word overload, and he takes Beth and I plus our gear that we're carrying, and everything that we need, which was a colossal amount. And poor little tricycle did the poor little same journey that our little Red did, and took us to the site of the rag house. And once we got there, the guys came out and they pulled the stuff off the tricycle and took it to the site. We're actually by the side of the road. We just stop on the grass verge, and then it's off and down into the lower ground for the rag house, and the rag house is already looking great. We're so very, very happy, and we're happy. Can you imagine what the family are like? They're absolutely in shock that this could be happening to them. And when you see our new house that we're building, which the roof was going on today, 2 days into building this, and the roof is already going on, it's amazing stuff. So sitting next to our new house, which is still a tiny house, 10 by 12, is this ramshackle collection of what looks like garbage now. How that family ever lived in that little house, I'll never know. And they've got 6 children. Don't tell me they should not have children. We're in the Philippines, and it's a totally different culture, and it's a totally different place in terms of the line of development of any nation, any culture. We're in a totally different place. And like I've always said, we suspend judgment on the people that we help. It's not our job to judge them. It's not our judge to say they are worthy or not. No, there are many things of which I am not worthy, and yet people have given those things to me. So that's the humbling part. We do what we can with what we have, and we are empowered to do what we do by you. So this is a foreigner in the Philippines. Thanks for listening in. That's an update on the day. Bye for now.